How has it already been 2.5 years living in Mexico? It is nuts how fast time has flown by. And throughout this time, living in Mexico has become so normal to me that going back to the US sometimes is shocking to me. I actually get reverse culture shock now. Recently, I was reflecting about why I love living in Mexico so much, and I wanted to share my top 10 reasons why I love living in Mexico. So let's get started.
Hey travelers, my name is Juliana and that's my husband Martine. We've been traveling around the world for 4 years and fitting it into our lives any way possible, whether that be volunteering in hostels, working on cruise ships, taking short weekend adventures, or living as expats working remotely. Our goal is to show you how to have unique and memorable trips no matter what your circumstances.
Before we start off this video, I did want to acknowledge the fact that I am so thankful and aware of the privilege I have to be here. It wouldn't feel right to talk about my ability to live in another country without acknowledging first the fact that there are so many foreigners who live in my country of the USA who are often treated so terribly and not welcome there. I feel so fortunate enough to have been embraced in this country with open arms, to be able to work here with my salary. I'm like not tearing up right now, I swear. But yeah, these past 2.5 years have been just so eye-opening. I've grown so much, and I wanted to share with you the 10 reasons why I love living in Mexico. Oh gosh, I am showing my Pisces side. I get so nostalgic thinking back on these past 2.5 years and little Juliana who moved here in 2018, not knowing what she was getting herself into. The first thing I love about living in Mexico is how simple the way of life is here, mainly in that it is less materialistic. In Mexico, they value the time with your family and friends more than your material items. I've been able to cut back on so many possessions since living here, and I find myself shopping a lot less. Of course, shopping is like easily available, but it's just not something that you feel so much pressure to do. I love that when you go into a grocery store, you're not overwhelmed by brands or choices. I'll never forget going back to the US and like being in the mayonnaise aisle and seeing just half the aisle filled of mayonnaise. Whereas here, you just have a couple options, and I love that. I feel like it's made me a better person to be less materialistic. Number 2, the beauty of this country. I get asked all the time where my favorite country is. I like sway between Brazil, Switzerland, Singapore, but in my heart of hearts, I know that it is Mexico. And for a long time, I felt I was boring for saying that because so many people I know from the US go to Mexico. But the more and more I've gotten to travel throughout here and experience areas that are less touristic, I've noticed just how beautiful and untouched some of these areas of the country are. Notably Tasco, which is this gorgeous mountainside town that looks like something you'd find in Europe. San Miguel de Allende and all the beautiful colored houses. And of course, my favorite, Puerto Vallarta. I just think it is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Number 3, the cost of living. Since I have been here, I have been able to meet some insane savings goals I've had for myself since graduating college. I've almost paid off my entire student loan debts. I'm out of credit card debt. I have saved up for our future so much, which is great because once I am finally able to hit these goals, I'm going to be able to give back so much more than I am now. I cannot wait to be able to give back to this country that has done so much for me. Being able to save and build wealth since being here has been selfishly one of the greatest parts about living here. Number 4, the food. Holy Toledo, the food here is amazing. I've always loved Mexican food, but there's so many dishes I've discovered here in Mexico that I never saw in the US, particularly in frijoladas. Literally my favorite breakfast food ever. I love it so much. I love chilaquiles. Of course, that's in the US, but they do it really good here. All the different tacos, especially like the fish tacos you could find in some of the beach towns. All the little snacks. I just love the food here, and I love the culture of being able to go to like taco stands and eat standing up, or like take your food back home to go. And I just love that type of culture. Street food and stuff is not something that in my country town in the US we're able to find as often. Number 5, family. Of course, being here in Cuernavaca, we are close to Martine's family now, and I think that is so important. I love how all the family comes together every Sunday. I think that in Mexico, they put family before everything. They truly do. And I think that says so much about their culture. And in addition to that, I love that my own family can easily visit Mexico as well. My family loves Mexico. I think that's part of the reason they got me so into this country to begin with. It took me to Mexico when I was like 3 years old or something, and they just kept taking me every year. And I love that they're just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Plane ride is like 4 hours or something, so it's really not too far. So Martine and I are both able to be with family. Number 6, being able to indulge in luxuries. I, for one point, had a chiropractor visit every single week for $25 a visit, which is so much cheaper than in the US, and I didn't even have insurance. I would be able to get massages or eat out more, do activities with Martine, go to the laundromat and have somebody fold my clothes for me. These are definitely things I would not be able to do in the US. I won't be able to do in the US when I get back there, and I'm going to miss it a lot. But it has been really nice to be able to pamper myself a little bit here. Number 7, the people. I don't feel like there's ever been a time that I have been criticized, at least to my face, about living in this country. I feel like when I meet Mexicans here, they are a lot more excited about me moving to Mexico and being willing to learn about their culture. I don't feel any judgment, at least to my face, about living here. I feel very welcomed. I feel like people are always wanting to show me new things. I think the perfect example of that is a few years back, I met the chef at restaurant Gabby's, and instantly he just wanted to show me and my mom so much more than what we were learning in our cooking class. And now he is one of our best friends in Mexico. He's taken us around to beaches. He's always wanting to show us different foods and hang out with us. And I think that the people here are just so quick to love you and accept you and want to show you things. And I think that's really cool. It's definitely the reason why I have felt most at home here. Number 8, medical and dental. Holy Toledo. I was freaked out when I turned 26 in March because I lost my medical insurance, and unfortunately my company doesn't offer it abroad. Well, that concern quickly went away when I realized that it would make no sense to pay for insurance anyway being here, because the cost of doctor visits or dentist visits is so cheap. Actually, to give you an example, Martine had to get a pretty gnarly root canal back in Puerto Vallarta, and it only cost him like $500 US for the entire thing, which was insane. I was able to do a dental cleaning here for like $35 in the nicest dentist office I ever seen, with the coolest like x-ray machines. Everything was way more advanced than I had at my dentist office in the US. I've also had to do a couple doctor's visits that were just like $50 total. You could probably get these things cheaper, by the way, because I was going to very nice places. But it was just so cool to realize that, like, if an emergency happens, I can pay for it out of pocket. And also, a lot of the times you don't need a referral to go to places. So when I was having issues with my back, with my scoliosis, I was able to just go to a spinal doctor and just walk in and say, hey, help me. So I think that's really cool, and actually it's changed my opinion about medical, like health insurance and dental insurance in the future. I think that I might consider participating in medical tourism in the future when we're in the US, and coming to Mexico specifically for any major operations, because it is so much cheaper and the facilities are great. Number 9, the visa. The tourist visa is one of the best visas that you can have as a US citizen. You don't have to do any paperwork for it. You literally just show up to Mexico and it lasts you 180 days. I have never even been close to spending that much time in Mexico consecutively, because I go home basically like every 3 or 4 months, but I could stay here for 6 months if I wanted to without having to go home. Plus, it seems pretty easy to get temporary residency as well if you're interested in staying here longer. But I've been able to live here just on a tourist visa and just do my little border crossings every now and then, and I think that is really convenient. And number 10, my friends. I have made so many friends here since being here. My friend Taylor, who actually works with me, who I actually studied abroad with many years ago, lives just down the street from me here. The Kennons. I miss you, the Kennons, if you're watching this. I can't wait to see you soon. The Garcia family, they were so kind to invite us into their home one time. I could go on and on. I just love everybody I've met here. I never imagined that I'd be making friends moving to another country. If you guys, I know I don't seem this way on YouTube, but I'm actually extremely shy and have a really hard time meeting other people because I am quite introverted. So the fact that I've been able to so easily make friends here, it's almost like one of those things where if you meet a fellow expat here, you are instantly friends because there's this like mutual understanding that, hey, like I'm out of place here, you're out of place here, let's be friends and let's like count on each other for things. And I feel like that's been the experience with everybody I've met here. Plus like all the locals are so kind and like willing to be our friend. They're like oftentimes wanting an American friend to be able to like practice English with and stuff. So there's just like friendship and love and good food and it's all great. I would highly recommend moving to Mexico if you are lucky enough to be able to do so. It is such a joy. And I always tell people on Instagram when they're asking about it, come for just like 1 to 3 months if you can. And just, you know, test the waters and see how you like it. Because even something like that is going to teach you so much and push you outside of your boundaries and all that good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that is my love letter to Mexico. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you found it helpful and make sure you follow along for more adventures. So long, travel well, and make the world your neighborhood. See you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Did you know we have a Patreon? All our members get access to monthly income reports, exclusive podcasts, access to our private Facebook group, and even a copy of my ebook, Puerto Vallarta Like a Local. Business and first class patrons also get a postcard from us each month. Thanks so much for the support. Click the Patreon logo on this screen to join our family.